with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Matthew.
Glory to you, O Lord.
Gospel of Matthew, chapter 23, verses 1 to 12. Addressing the people and the disciples, Jesus said, "The scribes and the Pharisees occupy the chair of Moses. You must therefore do what they tell you and listen to what they say, but do not be guided by what they do, since they do not practice what they preach. They tie up heavy burdens and lay them on men's shoulders, but will they lift a finger to move them? Not they. Everything they do is done to attract attention, like wearing broader phylacteries and longer tassels, like wanting to take the place of honor at banquets and the front seats in the synagogues, being greeted obsequiously in the market squares and having people call them Rabbi. You, however, must not allow yourselves to be called Rabbi, since you have only one master, and you are all brothers. You must call no one on earth your father, since you have only one Father, and he is in heaven. Nor must you allow yourselves to be called teachers, for you have only one teacher, the Christ. The greatest among you must be your servant. Anyone who exalts himself will be humbled, and anyone who humbles himself will be exalted." This is the gospel of the Lord.
Praise to the Lord Jesus Christ.
Dear brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ, in today's gospel, we have a warning and we have a command. The warning is not to be guided falsely, calling anyone on earth, surrendering your capacity to somebody else, and believing somebody else to be your guide and master. Jesus says, God is the Father. He is in heaven. He is the master. He is the Father. And therefore, no one else on earth has that authority. Jesus is the guide. He is the leader. And today, as we celebrate the Mother Mary's feast, she is the one who mediated the salvation on earth. She, from her birth, was preserved from sin. From her conception, she was preserved from sin. And therefore, Jesus could take his birth on earth through her. And she has the greatest honor on earth, also in heaven, because she was humblest to the core. Anyone, if we knew that if we have little bit of a privilege from God himself, would have really fabulously gone and blah blah everywhere. But then Mary remained humble. And she had knowledge of Jesus. At the same time, she was humble, down to earth. And this virtue we are called to practice and put into practice. Though we have our responsibilities, but that is to be in practice to others, not to the self-glory, not to glorify oneself, but to be humble. Jesus has given us a greatest example of human being, born of a woman and man, that is Mother Mary. Let us follow her example and be mediated and attain the grace that God is going to give us. Let us pray.